Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ha! I don't know why I did that, but ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Yes, my camera's on. You get to see my handsome face, but we're in a predicament because I'm going to try to go through this not quickly, but this is going to be a one take. Whatever happens here, I'm not going to edit. We're not going to cut nothing. We just going because it's already 6 p.m. And if you didn't know this, I record, edit, and put out videos the same day that they get released. So I'm already tired. So we're going to get into this. So what we're doing today is we're going to be implementing Cloudflare Turnstile. And if you don't know what that is a alternative to Google reCAPTCHA. And I'm sure you know what reCAPTCHA is. That's when you go to fill out a form and it asks you to verify that you are not a robot. So we're going to be implementing that into the form that we built in the last video. Reason being is if you leave it like that, you are kinda susceptible susceptible. I didn't know. I'm leaving that in, I don't care. I didn't know how to say that word. To spam, basically. Because anyone could look at the network request and get your resend API key. They can get who it was going to, so your email address and all that and so forth. Basically, you can get a lot of spam. So we're going to be implementing this by first implementing Turnstile, but then we're also going to set up a Cloudflare worker to handle the resend API request. Okay, so let's get into it. So to get started, we are starting from where we left off in the last video. So if you're not here currently, go ahead and watch the last video, get to here, or just basically build a form. And yeah. So what we are going to do first, is you're going to go to Cloudflare. I'm sure you know how to create an account. So go ahead, go to cloudflare.com, create an account, go to Turnstile right here on the left side, and then we're going to get started. So we're going to click on add widget. Here, we're going to just name it. I'm going to just name it JC Tutorials. And then we have to add a host name. This is the important part. You have to add a static host name. What I mean by that is currently I am working on the start branch of my Nordcraft website. So this I have to explicitly set. So I would copy this. I'd go to add a custom host name and add that. I have to explicitly set that because there's no wildcard allowed. So say you are done working on, or you're working on a particular branch, say it's called like start like this one, and then you commit that branch and then you open another one, say like authentication or something like that. This will no longer work because it has to be explicitly set. So remember that set it to the current branch that you're working on, as well as set your domain that the website will normally be on, like if that's acme.com or whatever the case may be. So just add both of them, your regular domain and whatever branch you are currently working on. So once we have that, we are then going to leave everything default here and we're going to go to create. Now, we are going to first do client side integration code, and I already have this kind of copied. It's just a little script. So we are going to go to wherever our form is, and I'm just going to paste that script there. That script is essentially one, like, can I paste this somewhere so I can kind of show you? Like if I did like a GitHub gist real quick. Gist, how you say that? It's just like that. I'll probably leave this in the description, but that's literally all that I'm pasting. Okay. So I just pasted that here in my contact form. And then from here, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. We're going to need to copy our site key here because this has to be attached to a input on the form. So we're going to copy this. We're going to come back to Nordcraft and we're going to create a formula. I'm just going to call it something like Turnstile site key. I'll paste that and boom, we're done with that. Okay, once you get that, we're going to come to wherever your form is and we want to make sure that it is inside of the form. We're just going to add a div. I'm going to drag it before the send button there. And we're going to do a few things. What do we need here? We need to give it a class of cf-turnstile. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to click on the div, go over here to attributes, go to class, and I'm going to just name it that. And we're just going to say that it's true by default so that it's already selected basically. Okay. Then we're going to have to add our site key to an attribute. I'll zoom in for you if this is too small. We're going to have to add a site key as an attribute to data-site key. So on that same div, we're going to add an attribute data-site key. And then in the formula here, we're going to set that to that site key formula that we did earlier. All right, bada bing, bada boom. All right, now that we got that, we need to create a function to get the value from the invisible input that's going to be generated here, because we can't do that with formulas yet. So to do that, we're going to come over here, or sorry, to like when I say formulas, I mean like the one here. Like I can't say to query select or something like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a formula. I'm going to call it turnstile get token, I guess we can call it that. And we're going to have it be custom code. And I'm just going to copy and paste what I have here. But there you go. This will also be in the description. This is just going to get that invisible input that Cloudflare creates and get the current value of it. Oh, look at that. It's already popping up on our site. And if you want this to be the full width, you can just come to, I believe it was, there was something with flexible. Flexible. Where do we add that again? As an attribute, right? Yeah. So data/size, data-size, Jesus Christ, data-size flexible. And that should have it be the entire width. Let's just double check and boom, there it goes. All right. So you can kind of see that it's already starting to work, but we have to get the token that gets generated here into our form to be used for Cloudflare. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure that we have a variable for that token. As you can see, this is my form variable. And just like the last video, I have name, email, message, and I have a place for the token. I just called it cloud or CF_token. So what we want to do is when this form gets submitted, so I'm going to the form and then events and then form and then submit. When it gets submitted, I want to set form. Well, you can do it however you want. If you have a token variable, you can set that. But for me, I have to set one of the values in my form. Excuse me. And I'm going to set CF token to that function that we created, the get token. All right. Now we're just going to see if that works. So after this, I'm going to log this. I'm going to log the formula. All right, I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go and open inspect. I'm just going to enter some stuff. Click on verify and we're going to send. Oh, we did not get the token. So let's go back and see what went wrong here. Get token document query selector. No, that should be correct. Okay, form. Let me see here. We have the script. This I added the site key is flexible. No, that should be correct. Let me just double check really quick. Div cf turnstile. Yep. Data dash key. No, yeah, that should be correct. Let's just try it again just to see. JCR. Okay, we have it. I don't know where it was the first time. Maybe I didn't refresh or something, but we indeed have a token, as you can see there. So that is all we need for the front end currently. Now we are going to create a Cloudflare worker, because the way that Turnstile works is it gives you this token, but then you have to make an API request to verify the token. Now, what I'm trying to do here is limit my vulnerability from the front end, or from malicious intent, if you will. So I don't want to verify. I don't want to have the verify happen here on the client. So I'm going to do it with a Cloudflare worker. And I've already got the code for it, but we're going to go over here to Cloudflare again, and we're going to go to compute. We're just going to open that, right? And then use the hello world template for a Cloudflare worker. You can just name it, like I'm going to call it resend, since the end goal of this is to be able to send emails via resend on a public context form, basically. So I'm going to deploy that. All right. Then we're going to go and edit the code, and I already have it here for you. This will be in the description. I'm just going to copy and paste. I'll quickly go through it really quickly. So all this code is saying is to just make sure that it is a post request. It's going to make sure that we have both the resend API key as well as our turnstile secret key, which we need to use to verify the token that we just saw. Then it's going to make sure that everything in the body that is being that needs to, let me calm down. We're going to make sure that everything that we need is in the body, and then we're going to verify the token. And once that's done, we're going to send the email via resend. Again, this code will be in the description. So you're going to see that if I refresh this, since I don't have those environment variables set up, it's going to say missing required environment variables. So if I refresh this, give it a second. There we go. Oh, method not, sorry. It's going to hit the method not allowed because it was a get request. But if I change this to post and we try that again, now you can see down here it says missing environment variables. So to add those now, we can go ahead and deploy this just for now. We're going to go back. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to add right here in this area, variables and secrets. We're going to add 2 of them. So I'm going to select it as secret, and I'm going to do resend API key, in which I am going to go get my resend API key really quick. I think I'm going to have to create a new one. All right. Don't bother trying to use my key, because after this video, I will be changing it. All right. I'm not going to deploy it yet. I'm just going to save it because we have one more to add before we deploy again. So I'm going to do add, and this is going to be our turnstile secret key. in which you can get back at when we created the widget. Don't worry. If you close this page, you can come back. As you can see, you can view your keys later. We're to copy the secret key. Again, don't bother using my keys because after this video, they're going to be reset. And we're going to paste that there. Now we will deploy. Oh, I didn't set that one as a secret. I didn't. There we go. So now if we go and try to do a post request, it's now saying invalid JSON because we haven't passed anything to it. So we got that. Let me go ahead and close these really quickly. Now all that we have to do is we just have to take this API endpoint here. We're going to copy it, go back to Nordcraft, and I'm going to add it as an API like so. I'm going to make sure that it's a post request. I'm going to name it CW for Cloudflare. Sorry. For there we go, for Cloudflare worker. And then you can name it whatever, but I'll just call it resend, right? And now we just have to add the same body that you normally would if you were just using resend like how we did earlier, which in the body, I think the only thing that we have to set is the reply to the text. And lastly, our new CF token. So I can do reply to, which you're going to get from form. The text is going to get from form. And then obviously we're going to get the token. This doesn't have to be part of your form, but you could have that separate if you wanted to, but I just put it in my form variable. So we're going to add it there. So that should be the only thing we need. Reason being is because over here, I put who it's going to, I put what the subject is going to be, who it's coming from, because I don't want to get that from the front end, but for two, I might not want to expose what my email is, stuff like that. Because again, if you go to the network request, it would show you. And yeah, so I think that's all we need to give this a test. Otherwise, just connecting it to the form. And down here, I just have a little success and fail little message. So on the form submit here, I'm going to make sure you don't need to log that, but you will need to keep this set form. We're going to go ahead and call that API. And then I'm just going to set up on the API for success. I'm going to set form status. I'm going to set success to true. Then I'm just going to copy that, go to error, paste that, and just change it from success to error. Okay. I think that is all we need. Let's go ahead and refresh, and we'll give this a try. I'll keep the network tab open, and I'll just do JC, my email address, like so, and hello world, like that. I'll verify that I am not a robot. I was about to say that I'm not a human, and I'll clear all these requests, and we will send it. All right, and as we can see here, we even got the ID back from the email from resend. And if I go to my email, you can see that we have that submission, and don't mind my test ones from hours ago. But yeah, there we go. Now you're a little bit more protected, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. Again, everything that you need to do this will be in the description, and I will see you guys next time. I apologize if this video was a bit rushed or it was a bit hard to understand. Let me know. I am a bit tired. I just wanted to get something out there because I'm trying to get something out every business day. So if I need to redo this, I will. Just let me know. And yeah, I appreciate it. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.